Okay, so look, where I am in life right now is nowhere close to what I'd planned in high school. The plans I had for what my life would look like have gone awry, and I'm okay with it. Why, you ask? Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to the Mother Me Crazy podcast. My name is Ari, and this is a podcast where I share with you my motherhood journey, my adulthood journey, all of the journeys, along with a lot of other random things that I find interesting. Let's get ready to start episode 1. So 2022, I was about to say 2022 was a year. Not the best for a lot of reasons, but also one of the most significant years for us for a set of whole other reasons. One being giving birth to our third child, woot woot, and the second, turning 30. Craziness. I can't believe I'm about to be 31 this year. This is wild. I was actually just telling one of my friends that I am now that lady with the 3 kids. What is going on? It's wild out here. The reason why I brought those 2 things up, though, was to share what I think that my word or phrase for this season in my life is. And basically, it starts with my last pregnancy. So at this point in my pregnancy, I am rotund, okay? I am 36 weeks. I'm good. This has been the easiest pregnancy, literally the easiest one that I've experienced this far. But if you know anything about pregnancy, weird dreams are a thing. Very, very weird dreams. So I've been having weird dreams this entire pregnancy except for this one dream. I don't remember anything about it. All I know is that a few days before I gave birth to my daughter, I had a dream where I felt a clear voice say to me, accept the pace. Now, I know you're like, what? A voice? Really? Are you a voice? Yes, a voice. And I believe it was a thought inspired by the Holy Spirit, just based off of my faith. But it could be whatever else you believe for you. But I definitely believe that it was the Holy Spirit just like nudging me in that direction. Nevertheless, the phrase was so apropos because not too long after that, I gave birth to my daughter and then was ushered into this new season, new phase of motherhood and family life with 3 children. Whew, me and my husband have been tired, y'all. We've been tired. But this phrase has been a great mantra, if you will, for this season because I have spent so much of my adulthood wrestling with the expectation of others and what I really want, like those 2 contrasting. In school, I was the studious, like rule follower that was going to achieve great things. You know how adults always used to tell you that? Well, that really conjured up like supreme pressure in me. And I was a part of a community that sort of expected nothing less, right? So when I had a baby a couple of years into college, all of those like, oh, you're going to be great, really, all of those high expectations really turned into disappointment and judging and pity looks and conversations and all of that. So I was dealing with all of that. But once I met my daughter, what I had planned around the expectations of others really didn't matter anymore. I'm realizing now who I was mattered more. Follow me? Even still, I couldn't shake the concern of what people thought about me, and that kind of sent me into the next 5 or 6 years on a quest for what I call rushed greatness, because my mentality was like, who could I hurry up and be so that people around me didn't think I just grew up and threw my life away and had a baby, and who could I be or who could I prove myself to be so that at least my kid would know, like, oh, mom did achieve things before she became just a mom. I put myself in that pressure cooker. I take full accountability for that. But that definitely led to a lot of self-doubt and depressive moods over those years. And I now realize that where I am and who I am now is what I have always prayed for. So, I think it's easy to get caught up when you're younger with all of the conversations about, what you should be and all of the infinite possibilities when it comes to like your vocation. For so long, I tried to craft a plan for a future centered around an imaginary profession with all of the degrees and the salaries to match. But as I have discovered, those plans that you set will always change, big or small, because ultimately we are in control of so little. Like, what really matters, honestly, is your why. Why did I plan to have a bachelor's degree, multiple bachelor's degrees, a master's degree, a PhD before the age of 27, and be able to say words like recapitulate in conversation? Why was that a goal? Was it in pursuit of something that really mattered to me, or was I just doing it just because? You see, I believe that your why can exist without a plan. The plan can be helpful to get to your why, but what happens when you plan without your why? My opinion, things fall apart, and then you're left with like zero purpose, no direction, a lot of questions. And why were you even going for that plan in the first place? So, I say all that to say, or really ask this question: what does accepting the pace look like? For me, being at peace with where I am is what that looks like. Being okay with what I have achieved, even if everyone can't see it and give it that like stamp of approval or great achievement. Accepting the pace looks like rewriting and removing misplaced thoughts and values on successes in life. It's like identifying what I truly value and care about, and that's it. So once that light bulb came on for me, my life got a whole lot more peaceful. I dare say easier, right? Because there was no pressure anymore on my shoulders. Like, I realized that what others thought about as far as who I am and my decisions in life were a non-factor. Shout out to Evelyn Lozada. I recognized that the reason I was stuck and struggling was because what I was striving for wasn't actually what I cared about. And let me tell y'all, some of us are working really hard to achieve things that we do not really care about. And honestly, if I'm thinking about it now, being a good mom was always like low key the why for me. I didn't know it for real, but it was what I used to journal about. I used to dream about it. I used to pray very earnestly about it. And I used to get caught up with the expectations of them, and that used to distract me. I'm not perfect at this, I'm just getting into my 30s. I feel like I'm just beginning to understand more, but I can tell you one thing. I've got to cough, excuse me. I can tell you I am done with that, all of that. Like, I'm going to accept the pace, joys and sorrows, blessings and disappointments, wherever the Lord on high wants me to be, wherever he wants me to go. I'm going to go and I'm going to accept that pace because I am actually who I want to be. I am where I want to be. And all I can do now is just improve that for myself. I'm not rushing anymore. I'm not trying to be measured against my peers anymore. I am not an expert, and that's okay. I'm not at the top of my field. I'm just a girl who is okay with her why being different from the plan. I'm okay with my why being different from other people's. Okay, I'm at a pace that fits me right now in this season, and I am cool with it. So, I'm saying all of this to say that I hope that this was encouraging for you. Hopefully, maybe you're at a place in your life where you're not quite sure why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm just saying, look, go back, think back. Why? Why were you even here in the first place? And start from there and just try to grow and develop in whatever season that you're in right now. I think that's it for the conversation of the day. I hope I didn't sound too preachy, but we are on to our next segment, which is called Binge Worthy. Yay! Okay, so Binge Worthy is a segment that I came up with because I watch a ton of TV, okay? I'm a stay-at-home mom, and sometimes, especially during downtimes and nap times, I am watching a show, especially during laundry, okay? Laundry can be it can be a time suck, okay? So I watch a lot of television. One of the things that I have recently just started is the Challenge World Championship. I am a challenger, okay? I am a challenge fan. If you have never watched it, go back. They're like almost 40 seasons. They are out here killing the game. It is an MTV show, so if you want to start from the beginning, try to find it, I think, on MTV or Paramount Plus. I'm sure you can find some seasons on there. But they have a new iteration of the challenge now where they have gotten veterans who have played the game before versus, or in cahoots with, I should say, other people who have won or been on the challenge in other countries. So hence the World Championship. I am loving it. I am missing my all-time favorite player, who is CT. If you don't know, find out. But I am missing him, but it's okay. I do have a lot of veterans that I have seen and loved over the seasons, and I'm very excited about it. I don't even know what episode we're on. I think we're on episode 5. I have no idea, but it comes on Paramount Plus, I think, every Thursday. So if you're interested or you want to know what the heck I'm talking about, that is a show that I would recommend you get into. Get into it. It's so good. A friend of mine posted this show. It's called Unprisoned. It's with Kerry Washington, and I unfortunately do not know this actor's name, but he's Joe from This Christmas, the bald guy. He is fantastic in this. I've only seen the pilot episode, and I am sold. I'm going to get into it more. It's about Kerry Washington being a single mom. She's really worked hard to kind of get where she is. She's just getting to buying a home for her and her son, and her dad gets out of prison, apparently for like the umpteenth time. But he says that he wants to change and he wants to do things differently. So that is kind of what the first episode is about. And it's honestly really good. It's Kerry Washington. She's a great actress. I'm so late to this Marvel train, but my husband and I saw Quantum Mania. I don't get the hype, y'all. It was not that good to me. The lines were... I am a fan of the Marvel phase where it was like all the Iron Mans and the Captain Americas and what are they called? Team Marvel? What are they called? Avengers. The Avengers Team Marvel. Who am I? The Avengers, all of those, all of that. I'm a fan of that phase or phases. Where we are right now, it is lacking and I'm sad about it, okay? I hate the CGI world. I'm just going to say this to y'all right now. I want my movies to be like Braveheart, Lord of the Rings. I need 1,000 extras out on that field, okay? I don't want them CGI'd in. I don't want us to like see the full battlefield and then come down to like the 50 real people. Like it feels like 50 people, right? It doesn't feel like we're in this battle together. I just don't like it. I want to see I want to feel it. And I just felt like in this movie, I was not feeling it. And no shade to the girl that played the daughter, but I don't think she was ready for the battle cry like speech. I didn't feel the buildup. Also, with the new world and those new, like that new group of people that have known each other for a long time, that like ensemble group, they didn't build up the camaraderie enough for me to be like, I feel this, I'm in this, you know what I'm saying? Like it just I don't know, I feel like maybe they were just like, hey, let's get this one out and then let's move on. I don't know, that's shady, I'm sorry. I just didn't feel it. I didn't like it. A lot of people were like, yes, this is great. That's all I got, though. More shows, more recommendations next week. Let's move on. This next segment is called My Moment. I really want to talk about tantruming. So I have been struggling with my son's tantrums for like a year now. And I say it should be me and my husband. We've been trying to figure it out. And we're getting to a place where it's been less and he's understanding more. He's communicating a little bit more. So the tantrums are not as epic as they have been. My first child did not tantrum, but for my son, apparently it is a lifestyle. Okay. He's just got big emotions and they come out in yells and grunts and like dramatic falls to the floor. And I found this guy on TikTok. I will put his handle up because I forgot to write it down. But he basically talks about parenting toddlers. He talks about like shows that are great for kids of a really young age, TV shows, YouTube shows, all that. And basically he was saying that when your kid is tantruming, I don't even know if I should make that a verb, but I have. You should not engage with it. He gave like a list of things. So basically you should not engage with them on that level. So you shouldn't let them make you upset because now you're both upset and you're supposed to be the emotionally intelligent one. So don't do that. And then he also talks about how if you don't let them go through their emotion, how they basically never learn to manage their emotions. So then we end up with, and I know we all know people like this, but we end up with 20-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 75-year-olds who basically throw tantrums because they don't know how to work through their emotions. So basically, which is probably advice that a lot of parents don't want to take or don't want to hear, is you just have to let them go through it because there is really no reasoning with them because they're not listening anywhere. They're screaming about not eating dirt, which is what we went through earlier today. And so I just found his his TikTok page very helpful. So if your mom listening to this and you would like to know who or how to get into his content, I'm going to put it down in the description or the show notes. I have show notes. Okay. And this is my last segment of the day. Okay. It is basically what I'm into and probably a lot of other random things. But right now, I am a TikTok food person. I get so many videos. I wish I was a person who had like $1,000 food budget for groceries because I would be cooking all the things. Okay. $1,000 is wild. I feel like you have to have really bougie taste or a lot of family members. Anyway, maybe I'll get there one day. I have two specific recipes that I tried last week. One was this lady, she runs like a keto TikTok page, and she basically talks about how she maintains her ketosis by cooking like really simple meals. So she basically got a bag of coleslaw, put it in her wok, put like miso, a little bit of butter, and some coconut aminos, which is a substitute for soy sauce. And she basically stir fried that with some broccoli, and then she paired it, I think, with chicken or something. And that was it. I was like, this is brilliant. I have always bought the full head of cabbage and like shaved it down myself. Time suck, okay? If you are looking to saute cabbage, grab that bag of coleslaw. Save yourself 20 minutes, girl. Do it. The second one that I really love is, oh man, I've forgotten the name of the page, but it will be in my show notes. Basically, this guy created a page for his parents who are Chinese cooks. And he basically asks his dad to share how to cook classic Chinese dishes. So if you've ever had beef and broccoli, that wonderful like brown sauce that comes with it, that is the video that I got into. I made it and my family went wild. Maybe not wild, but they really did like it. Like my daughter is super picky right now, and she did not even mention anything about the taste of it. She literally was just stuffing her little face. And I was like, this is a win. I have to share. So if you're interested in that, please, down in the show notes, my friends, I got you. I've hooked you up, okay? I don't know how many of you listening to this don't actually know me in real life, but those that know me in real life know that I am half Filipino. So I am very into Asian flavors. We eat a lot of things with rice in my house. And so I probably will recommend a lot of Asian things, but I also am married to a very Southern man. So I have learned to cook a couple of Southern things, okay? My cornbread, I heard was fairly decent. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's it. I've tried a couple of things, but I'm not like ready to recommend them or like cape for them right now because, I really like to recommend things that really will land for other people. So outside of that, y'all, I'm done. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me for my first episode ever. I'm trying to find a good setup. Y'all let me know if you watch this. If you watch this on YouTube, how it's looking to you. I'll see y'all in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.